little sample of Serena Ryder's new hit single, Stompa, that is quickly making its way up the charts. It's the debut single from the Juno Award winner's first new album in 4 years, Harmony. And critics are calling it her boldest effort yet. We're so happy to have Serena with us this morning. Hey. Great to have you here. Thanks for braving the weather and making it here.
It's crazy out there. Be careful, everybody.
Let's talk about Stompa. Making its way up the charts, it's doing so well. Did you know that you had a hit on your hands when you were recording it? Did you have that feeling?
I knew there was something different about it, you know? It was a lot of fun to do, and it was actually the first song that we wrote for the record. But it just, yeah, it felt really exciting, and it felt like a lot of fun for me to be doing. It was something totally different, and it made me want to kind of dance around. So I hoped that other people would feel the same way.
Yeah,
so.
You can't help but move when you hear that song. Tell me about Harmony, because there's a different sound, there's a different feel to this album.
Yeah, this record is definitely different from a lot of the other stuff that I've done, in that I feel like I've kind of taken a whole bunch of my influences and really played around with all of them instead of just a few. I used to play just acoustic guitar, and I learned how to play acoustic guitar from listening to Neil Young, from listening to Leonard Cohen, Fleetwood Mac, the Beatles, and so all of those melodies that I used to write when I picked up the acoustic guitar were more kind of folk, rock kind of songs. But I started singing when I was like 8 years old, in legions and motor hotels and things like that. I grew up in Millbrook, Ontario, and so my biggest influences was like Ella Fitzgerald, Etta James, Buddy Holly, lots of AM radio stuff, lots of old stuff.
And you can hear that in this.
And that's, I set down my guitar for this, and I feel like, you know, a lot of those other influences came into play. When I put my guitar down, I wasn't writing the same kind of music that I learned, you know, how to write. So.
I want to delve into the personal side a little bit more, because you've been very open about your battle with depression.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, Serena, and why you decided to share your story.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I always like to kind of share what's really going on with me in my music, because I think it's important to be honest and to be open. Depression is something that's been stigmatized and something that not very many people really understand. I don't even quite understand it myself. But, you know, being something that is, you know, rampant and that so many people do struggle with, you need to talk about it. I think it's something that people need to be more aware about. And especially, you know, even the people that are involved with people who have depression, the family members, things like that, it's really tough.
Is it a day-to-day battle?
It can be. It depends. You know, for me, I went through a very, very deep, dark depression that lasted, you know, a period of time of about a year. And it was something that I struggled on and off with my entire life, but never that intense. But because it's something that is so stigmatized, I think that's the reason why it got so dark and so deep for me. The biggest thing that I can say, and that I will say over and over again, is the most important part is to separate who you are from the depression. You are not the depression. You know, you'll describe yourself as, oh, I am a lazy person. Oh, I am a sad person. I'm a moody person. It's like, no, that's the depression. You and your identity are totally separate from that. And I think that's really key.
Wise words indeed. So good to have you here.
Cheers. It's great to be here.
And Serena will be back a little bit later on the show to perform 2 songs for us on our soundstage. But now, planning the perfect ski